Hey guys, it's Timmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 4th of April, 2020 to talk about night one of WrestleMania. Nick, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in right after Mania. I thought this was great, man. Like,
I
Greta,
enjoyed it.
honestly,
I enjoyed it more than I expected.
I enjoyed this so much. This was fun. Um, I thought the main event was the best WrestleMania main event I've ever seen. I want AJ in jeans more often.
Hey, when I saw him show up in them jeans, I go, "Oh, AJ's ready for a
That's
fight."
how you know. That's how you know. Taking a look at the chat, we have a ton of people in here today. 21 Connor, Jeff Guevara is here as well. Antonio Banks, Beth Cena. That's actually John Cena's sister. Little do we all know. Forever Atheist here, and everyone be sad now. Fully Clutch is here. Rudy Jimenez is here, and so many other lovely people, folks. Oh, I really like that results ticker at the bottom, Chief. I like
usually
that.
do it on pay-per-views.
That's really cool. Well, folks, tonight was night one of WrestleMania. Too big for one night. Is that the official tagline?
Yes, sir. Also, the I wasn't here.
The
T-shirts.
I wasn't here shirt is such a good shirt.
You know what else you can also get T-shirt wise?
We'll talk about it at the end of the show.
Okay, never mind. Nick wants to wait.
We have a shirt, and I want to wait when we do the thing. So let's talk about it. Let's start off. Do you want to talk about the pre-show match with Drew Gulak?
Just a second. I got some notes.
I just want to say real quick, this match between Drew Gulak and Cesaro in like 2006, that's selling out at Chikara show.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fact. In 2006, these two guys are selling out at Chikara. Oh, goodness. Again, much like Chikara, these two guys kind of went balls to the wall to start off their night, and it was fantastic. This is a great way to start it. So you got some notes for it?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Let's see here. Not too many notes, but at one point, Gulak locked on a crossface. Remember, it's Gulak versus Cesaro, like Nick said. But Cesaro made it to the ropes. Gulak then dumped. Is it Gulak or Gulak?
Gulak. His submission, his finishing move, because his finishing move is called the Gulak.
That's probably what it is.
The submission is called Gulak.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
His name is Gulak.
I'm dumb. You're right. Whatever. Gulak.
Story of PWU.
Gulak dumped Cesaro to the floor and hit a clothesline off the apron. Gulak continued working over Cesaro's arm. Gulak tossed Cesaro into the ring steps, shoulder first. He then attempted a move off the top, but Cesaro rocked him with an uppercut and a near fall. A little bit later, Cesaro couldn't do the neutralizer because his arm had been worked over so much he didn't have like the strength in it. So instead, he placed Gulak on his shoulders and did an airplane spin, and at one point, just let go. Just said, no hands. Like, have you ever done that?
Yeah, it was like a UFO spin.
Well, no, it's like when you're a kid riding your bike and you go, look, no hands.
I was too afraid to go with no hands, so I always did one hand. I could do no hands.
You were probably that kid that was like, look how cool I am with no feet on the pedals.
Going downhill. Oh, goodness.
Anyways, he hits him with the airplane spin. Gulak goes falling down and then gets pinned. They had a good match considering the situation. And
again, they were the first kind of for everyone was watching this pre-show match to see what is this going to look like.
Right, but you can't really say that because we don't know what order this match was filmed in. We don't know if this was the first match filmed, the last match filmed at the PC.
No, I'm saying they're the first ones that went up for us to see. Right, that's why the match was like.
But I feel like if it's not live, you can't really use that analogy. But it's not like they went out there blind, not knowing anything live. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I'm not saying they had anything. I'm saying this was all purely like. I'm saying people were interested in this match because this is what Mania is going to look like. So everyone had their eyes tuned in, and I'm really glad that they went with these two guys because they were really good.
So to clarify, if I understand you, you're basically like, this is the first thing people were going to see, not knowing what to expect, and this was something that had to be good to keep them to watch the actual main show.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And, I think they did a great job. I really wish Gulak would have won this, though, especially with the outcome of the IC title match. I would have liked it. I would have liked if one of these guys in the team maybe got a win, but whatever. Because I'd like to see if Brian does take that time off, if Gulak would have picked up this win and been like, hey, I already beat Cesaro. I beat Shinsuke 2 weeks ago. Now I want a shot at you.
Right.
Like, that would have been great.
Going forward, we see Kayla Braxton interviewing Corbin. Braxton noted that Corbin takes on Elias tonight, but the match, well, it's a little bit in question. They recap Corbin injuring Elias on SmackDown, was it 2 weeks ago? And then Corbin noted that he ended Kurt Angle's career last year, and this year he ended Elias's career. And then he pulled out a harmonica and was doing the worst singing ever.
Oh, it was so bad. And it was weird because it's not like they're live and have to fill for time. You could just cut it short.
Even though I'm going to talk about a match later that felt like they were just sitting there like they had to fill. Like, if this was live, they were filming for time, but they didn't have it. Anyways, I don't know if you know what match I'm talking about, but.
Maybe not.
Becky, Shayna, where at one point Becky's just sitting there while Shayna's just like, ah. Anyways, we'll talk about it when we get there. So the main show starts off, and we've got Stephanie McMahon in studio in Stamford, Connecticut, because that's where all the in-studio stuff was filmed with her, with Pete Rosenberg and Corey Graves. They just went to Connecticut, did that. Anyways, Stephanie welcomed everybody to WrestleMania. Well, she welcomed everybody to WrestleMania. She said the show tonight is going to be different than past years. Pointed out that WrestleMania takes place without fans from the WWE Performance Center and other locations. She said they hope to offer a distraction from world events. Stephanie then welcomed everybody to WrestleMania. They aired clips of past performances of America the Beautiful from many different WrestleManias, including Aretha Franklin, John Legend, Boyz II Men, Ray Charles, Aloe Black, Lil Richard, Gladys Knight, Nicole Scherzinger. I'm not sure exactly who she is. I think she's the chick from. She's the only one that I'd never heard sing before. I think she's one of the judges on The Masked Singer.
Sure.
And then Willie Nelson. She was the only one that I'd never heard sing before. But
I love Willie Nelson.
Willie.
What am I going to get? Steely Dan.
Steely Dan.
Yeah.
What a reference.
I don't want to do your dirty work no more. Such a good song.
So we get that, and then we get Rob Gronkowski welcoming everybody to WrestleMania. He said tonight he's the Gronk and introduced his best friend Mojo Rawley. He said we need to get a little hyped here and demanded Gronk give him some chops. So he gives him 3 chops. He goes, give me one more for good measure. And then what?
No, I don't like Gronk.
Hey, at least Gronk didn't get crunk like Truth asked him not to.
That's very true.
Which we'll talk about later. But then we go to our first match on the main card. The commentary for SmackDown was Michael Cole and JBL. The commentary for Raw was Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton. I've always thought Michael Cole and JBL were good together on commentary.
Here's the thing. If we could have got JBL this whole time, why did I ever have to sit through
Michael Cole by himself?
Yeah, like why did Michael Cole have to carry everything on his own? If we could have just got Triple H in here.
Unless here's the only thing.
Unless they only want him for Mania,
right? They were like they did all these shows and they go, ooh yeah, we don't want him by himself at Mania. Yo, John, can you get here?
Yeah, I thought Tom Phillips was great tonight.
Oh, Tom Phillips and Byron were good. I've always liked Tom Phillips and Byron together ever since when they were on SmackDown.
Do people still hate him? Do people still hate him?
They think he's whiny sometimes.
I think he plays it up though,
especially when he was doing the stuff with Corey Graves back in the day. I say back in the day like it wasn't like 8 months ago.
Well, it was. I mean, they've been doing shit since like what 2016.
Yeah,
him and Corey. So it's like you could say all that time ago. 2016 is a while ago. I was in high school.
Kabuki Warriors defending the women's tag team championships against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. This had to have been the first match filmed because they did the Gronk entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then while we're still seeing Gronk, Alexa's music hits. So this had to be the first match filmed. And you can kind of tell that as well because especially the Kabuki Warriors were playing to a crowd that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And we didn't see that in any other match. So it's probably like, ooh, yeah, please don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But the heels briefly had the advantage early, but Bliss made a blind tag at one point. Bliss rocked Asuka with a sliding dropkick, and Cross leaped off the apron onto Sane. Kabuki Warriors regained control and isolated Cross. Asuka hit a bulldog on Cross, and Sane followed up with a basement dropkick. Bliss was briefly in control. She missed a charge in the corner, and the heels trapped her in the Tree of Woe. Sane then hit a double foot stomp off the top, or a close near fall. The heels isolated Bliss on their side of the ring and cut her off from Cross. A question for chat really fast. Alexa Bliss had stated on social media that this was special, like cosplay gear. What was it though? Because I couldn't tell. So if you guys know in the chat, let me know. Also, she was supposed to have Bowling for Soup do her entrance live, but
Yeah,
They
thank
couldn't
God
get
they
a
didn't.
PC. Why?
They
were gonna-
Does anyone want to listen to Bowling for Soup since the year 2006?
Hey, they were gonna perform the Alexa Bliss song at WrestleMania for her entrance.
I would have killed myself. That
Anyways,
sucked.
Alexa slowed
Were
down
they,
the pace.
wait, time out. Were they really supposed to?
The lead singer of Bowling for No, I am Alexa. The lead singer of Bowling for Soup posted it on his Instagram like yesterday or today. That they were
That
supposed to
sucks.
perform that song for Alexa's entrance at Mania.
Interesting.
Anyways, Alexa slowed down the pace, working over Bliss's. No, Asuka slowed down the pace, working over Bliss's arm. Bliss tried to fight back, but Asuka rocked her with a knee to the face. Cross got the hot tag and ran wild. She hit a crossbody for a near fall. Asuka made the blind tag, but Cross fought back. Cross pinned Asuka, tried to pin Asuka, but Sane broke it up with an insane elbow. Cross then rolled up Asuka, but Asuka reversed it into an Asuka lock, and suddenly, out of nowhere, Alexa Bliss hits the Twisted Bliss off the top rope to break up the submission. Then Sane caught her with a spear. Asuka then hit a code breaker, and Sane set up for the insane elbow. Cross then recovered and fought with Sane and Asuka on the top. Asuka and Sane hit a powerbomb clothesline combo on Cross for a near fall. Asuka missed a charge in the corner and went shoulder first into the post. Sane then missed a spinning back fist, and Cross hit a neck breaker. Bliss then hit the Twisted Bliss and pinned her. Yes, pinned Kairi Sane to become the brand new Women's Tag Team Champions. So they are now 2-time Women's Tag Team Champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
I thought it was a good match.
I thought it was a decent opener.
It could have been a little bit better, but I think, you do what you do. I think the only thing for me was like Kabuki Warriors playing up to the crowd, and it was like, all right, like I get it. That's kind of their character. They're very loud, and they use that to kind of get to their
They're
opponents.
annoying on purpose.
Yeah, and it just felt a little extra annoying without the sound
Exactly.
barrier of the crowd.
The
But
other thing I didn't like was commentary where Michael Cole kept telling JBL, "You're lucky you haven't been here all these weeks," with Nikki Cross being basically saying that she's been annoying for many weeks at the PC.
yeah, I think they were kind of just having fun with this.
Oh yeah.
Commentary as well. And I want to give a very big ups to the wrestlers for working so stiff tonight to be able to get it picked up on mics.
Especially Shayna
Becky.
and Becky.
Oh my!
As soon as they started, it was a twat, 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 twat.
My goodness gracious!
And in that ladder match too, they were hitting each other hard.
Can't wait to talk about those matches.
So in the back, Kayla Braxton interviewed Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn,
The
Shinsuke
Artist
Nakamura,
Collective.
and Cesaro. Yep, the Artist Collective.
Cool name.
Which, wonder where they got that from. Where did they get collective from?
Couldn't tell you.
Zayn bragged about having a plan and promised to walk out of WrestleMania still Intercontinental Champion. In the locker rooms, we saw Shayna Baszler getting ready for her match against Becky Lynch later tonight. Poor Shayna.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you,
Chris McDuff said his power line from Goofy Movie. That's what I thought because of the logo on her chest, but I wasn't sure because of the colors. Because Powerline, trust me, I know Powerline. He just wears yellow.
Never seen it.
You've never seen a Goofy Movie?
Nope. We've been over this. I've never seen Disney films.
Goofy Movie is probably one of the best Disney animated movies of all time, and it
Though
is critically underrated. Criminally underrated.
When I did worked at a box lunch, they had a bunch of Powerline shirts.
Powerline's the shit.
They look pretty cool.
Powerline is the shit. We need that 1995 Powerline CD to come out, but nope. Anyways, trust me, I listen to the Goofy Movie soundtrack almost daily.
Jesus.
Got some bangers, trust me.
Let's
Really.
continue on with Mania for the people that are still here to listen.
We got Elias versus King Corbin. Corbin grabbed a mic after his entrance and noted that, WrestleMania is here, but Elias isn't. To recap, Corbin injuring Elias again, like we didn't see it earlier. Well, they did it earlier on the pre-show. Jason Dalton says Nick has no kids. Yeah, but I saw the movie when I was a kid and still watched it after I was an adult without kids. So,
Facts.
Yeah.
Anyways, there is no excuse for why I haven't watched this movie other than
I just love everything Disney, basically, though. And
That's fair.
Have.
I have a lot of friends that love Disney.
Henry says Nick is a Nickelodeon guy.
Facts.
Anyways, so they recapped the stuff with Elias and Corbin again. Corbin laughed about hurting Elias and demanded the referee raise his hand in victory. Then Elias came out and smashed the guitar over Corbin's back before the match actually started. Elias jumped Corbin when the bell rang and scored a near fall. Elias was firmly in control until Corbin jumped him from the floor. Corbin took over and sent Elias shoulder first into the ring post. Corbin rocked Elias with a series of elbows. Elias tried fighting back, but Corbin sent Elias into the ring post again. Elias recovered and backed Corbin into the corner. Elias missed a top rope move, and Corbin hit a deep six for a very, very close near fall. Elias fought back and rocked Corbin with a knee for another near fall. Corbin then caught Elias with a shot to the throat. And this then led to Elias going for a roll-up, but Elias then rolled up Corbin with the tights to score the victory.
Thought it was interesting. I thought it was cool because they played up the story of Baron Corbin got caught using the ropes to try to get the pin. He gets caught cheating, and then Elias rolls him up, grabs the tights. So Elias gets away with cheating, and Corbin's very upset. Probably gonna. I feel like a lot of these feuds from tonight are gonna continue on into, whatever the coming ranks. Real quick, the 199 from TP says Braun Strowman is the champion.
Brown Snowman.
Unfortunately, Brown Snowman.
I feel like you said, a lot of these feuds are probably going to continue because they don't want to. I feel like they don't want to build anything to a SummerSlam maybe, and then SummerSlam not happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So why not just continue some of this stuff?
Exactly.
In the meantime, if possible.
Better safe than. Plus, it's like I feel like with a lot of these people too, they can keep up feuds just with social media. Like they can just keep it going with that. I think I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, well, Nightbot's sensitive, but if anyone says things with cuss words, I allow.
Oh, it's not Nightbot.
Usually.
That's YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube no like cuss words. Don't try to use the really aggressive cuss words. And if Nightbot tells you, or if Nightbot hides your message, I'll usually show it.
Nightbot hiding the message. It's
I know. YouTube. Oh, it's YouTube.
YouTube bans words like scumbag.
I shut it. Cuss if you want. I will.
Anyways,
don't go too hard.
I felt like, if we have to say one match was the worst match of the night, it would be this one. I felt like this match wouldn't have even been that great in front of a crowd, to be honest.
I don't think it was worst match of the night. I think it was just.
And what was your gripe that they kept calling him the King?
Okay, no, apparently. So they kept referring to Baron Corbin as the King, but I always thought the King was like reserved for Jerry the King Lawler because that's what they called him, the King. And I've never heard
what it is?
Because all the other previous Kings have been King Booker or King Barrett or it's never been the King.
He is King Corbin, but it's basically JBL not giving a fuck of what he says and just calling him the King.
And then I was gonna say that it's probably just commentary not caring. And I'm looking through
it's JBL. Half the time he just says what he wants to.
Fact.
So next up, we've got the Raw Women's Championship on the line. Becky Lynch defending against Shayna Baszler. And Becky, once again, showed up in her semi-18-wheeler, whatever you want to call it.
It was really quiet for such a big truck.
So, Baszler kind of got a special entrance. They did, some cool things with her music at the start of it, but that was about it. They traded hard. And I mean hard strikes as soon as the bell rang. They were instantly.
Yeah, it was. You could see it and you can hear it.
Yeah.
And it was stiff.
Baszler got a Karafuda clutch in early, but Becky broke it up, or broke it free. They brawled around ringside and Lynch gained control. She followed up with a missile dropkick. Lynch backed Baszler into a corner and rocked her with a series of strikes. Baszler caught Lynch with a hard knee to take over. Lynch attempted to disarm her, but Baszler reversed it into a Karafuda clutch. Lynch rolled through for a near fall. They fought on the apron, trading hard strikes. Lynch hit a Uranagi on the apron for a near fall. Baszler took over and used an arm bar. She then transitioned it into a disarm her when Becky tried to get out of it. And then Becky did eventually break free. Baszler rocked Lynch with a knee again, only for a near fall. Baszler then bashed Lynch into the side of the announce desk. Lynch attempted to disarm her, but Baszler locked in the Karafuda clutch. Lynch rolled through and pinned Baszler to retain the championship. We've seen this with Shayna before. Pretty sure this is how Kairi Sane beat her one time.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like that's the way you beat Shayna Baszler. If you're going to beat Shayna Baszler, you roll.
You got to catch her. You can't.
No. Not even in story. That's how you have to do it. I feel like that's really the only way she's ever lost was her submission move getting reversed.
That's what I'm saying. The only other time I remember her losing, she's lost, but the only time I remember her I don't know. I didn't think that was the right move. It was
Tonight?
yeah, I didn't like that at all. Like we said in our
Well,
predictions,
yeah.
Becky needed to lose the belt so she can
the
be the
chase.
chaser and
Mhm.
kind of change up the character a little because it's getting a little
There's more
much.
money in Becky chasing to
Yes.
become the babyface rather than her being the Mimi smarky asshole, like quote unquote babyface.
Yeah, because she's had this belt for a year now.
Yeah, it's too long. And maybe they didn't give it to Shayna because maybe
Why
they
not?
don't know like what are the. Well, that's what I'm saying too. Like, why not, man? Why not just do it? Why, I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen? She's not on TV for like a week because of everything that's going on. Okay, so what? She's still the champion. She still had a great showing. This would have been great for Shayna.
Yeah,
And I don't think it would have hurt Becky. This doesn't hurt Becky in any way. No one. I don't think
Actually, I
anyone.
felt like Becky losing would have been better for her.
Yeah.
Because then it would have got people invested in her again. Because I see a lot of people on social media, they're kind of like tired of the Becky character. But if
I know
Becky
I
would
am.
have lost, then a lot of people would have been like, oh shit, Becky lost. No, she needs to redeem herself and beat Shayna. I'm all for Becky beating Shayna and getting her belt back, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, see, Vegeta Lover says that Rhea pinned her.
Cool.
Rhea actually pinned her twice, like legit. Once
Yeah,
in
that's
once
very
in
true.
the War Games and then for the title on NXT. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like
fair.
she's lost a couple of times, but not often. And we've seen this finish with Shayna before. Was what I was trying to get at.
Gotcha. For sure. For sure.
ZFJJ says Baszler versus Becky again at the next pay-per-view. Here's my question: how? Why?
What is it?
And we don't even know when the next pay-per-view is going to be. The next pay-per-view is supposed to be Money in the Bank in Baltimore, and they canceled that. But at the same time, it's like, how do you justify Shayna getting another shot? She legit got beat in the middle of the ring. There was no cheating by Becky. Becky didn't do anything heelish to be like, oh yeah, no, I deserve another shot. No. Justin Toner says Shayna put out a tweet indicating the feud is not over. Like Nick said, we don't think many of these feuds are over, to be honest. Because they want to just try to stretch until... Because the president said today in a phone call with a bunch of different
commissioners
and whatnot that don't expect sports with fans until at least August. And so if you think that way, SummerSlam's probably not happening in Boston. I mean, NBA, they're about canceling the rest of their season, just saying, screw it, we'll just start back up in October like normal.
Couldn't even imagine MLB wanting to do their season, but I'm sure they'll play
There's a rumor of World Series on Christmas.
No, because in that room, yeah, I mean, okay, if you do, so you do that, and then you could just ask all the MLB teams, like, are your players okay with maybe having a shorter off season and then just starting back normal next season?
I mean, what would that give you? A month less? Month short? It'll only be like a month shorter.
No, 2 months. You end in October.
Oh yeah, you have to. Well, it depends on some weeks. Well, no, some years it's early October, some years it's late October. It just depends.
Okay, but it's still like you get like if they finish the World Series in December, take January off, go back February at the end of February, that'd be fine with me.
Well, no, I mean you can just do less.
They usually return on February 20. On my birthday was always the A's first game of spring training.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, spring training, but
yeah, so
season doesn't start till the beginning of April usually.
Right, so they would. Never mind. This isn't a baseball podcast.
TVP says, "What about NASCAR? They're gonna keep running the video game till they can go to a real place."
That's fucking
IndyCar.
So
IndyCar ran the video game on NBC today. No, it's not dumb. It's badass, motherfucker. Anyways,
let's keep talking.
Intercontinental Championship on the line. They showed Gronk and Mojo again doing the yes chant. And Sami Zayn stalled at the beginning of this match. Kept jumping out of the ring, refusing to fight Daniel Bryan. Every time Daniel Bryan would fight him, somebody would jump in the way. First, it was Cesaro. Then he chased Sami Zayn again, and then was blocked by Nakamura. Bryan almost got Zayn at one point, but Cesaro and Nakamura both got in the way. Gulak then leaped onto them with a, I guess you could say, cannonball type move. He then beat them down, just launched Cesaro as high as he could up in the air over the barricade.
Mm-hmm.
And then he whipped Nakamura into the barricade and clotheslined him over. And then Sami Zayn was standing there with Drew Gulak. And Bryan said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Just let him do what he's going to do, Drew. And Drew goes, okay.
So let him go.
Let him go. And so Sami Zayn says, you're going to let me go? No fucking way. You're going to let me go? And Sami starts walking up the ramp. But Daniel Bryan says, I'm smarter than you. And he chases him up the ramp.
I really love Sammy walking away, and Sammy's going, smartest thing you've done all day,
Yeah.
Brian. Smartest decision you've ever had. Thanks, Daniel. Turns his back. Immediately, Daniel breaks down to like a 3-point stance and just
Right?
fucking like obliterates and like waist tackles Brian. And from right there too, as soon as he like Brian broke out of the ring and got his hands on him, it was like off the wall from there. It was a really good match.
So Brian threw Zayn into the ring and rocked him with some kicks. Zayn tried to get out again, and Brian rocked him with a suicide dive. He then hit some yes kicks and a missile drop kick, and those yes kicks were connecting.
This match was like your second example of, oh my God, these guys are working fucking stiff tonight.
Mean, like you said, Gulak, Cesaro, 2016 Chikara, or 2006 Chikara.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was like, take me back 2006 Ring of Honor.
Yeah, give me
Daniel Bryan, El Generico. It's happened.
Oh yeah, I know. That's some good shit. These kicks were tough. Yes kicks. Only thing about the yes kicks is that the audio wasn't synced for me, so I heard the connection and then I saw the movement, and I was like,
it was
ahead.
The audio was ahead for you.
Yeah, the audio was ahead.
For me, the audio kept going. Like it would be fine, and then for a couple minutes, it'd be behind. So I'd see something happen, and then I'd hear especially in the ladder match, I would see something happen, and then I hear the kick of the clanking ladders, like a minute or so later. I wonder, let me know in the chat or the comments below if you're watching this later, if you guys had any audio issues, because at one point during the ladder match, it like hiccuped for like a quarter of a second, and then for like 5 minutes, the audio was behind. Yeah. Anyways.
It happened here and there, but I don't care.
Brian rocked Zayn with some hard slaps in the corner and a series of knees. Zayn recovered and hit a huge clothesline to take over. Brian fired up and rocked Zayn with the yes kicks yet again. Nakamura and Cesaro finally recovered and attacked Gulak at ringside. Brian then took out Nakamura and Cesaro with a suicide dive. Brian leaped off the top turnbuckle, but Zayn caught him with a haluva kick, pinned him, and retained the Intercontinental Championship. Yes, what do they call him? The Liberator.
The Great
Liberator, Sami Zayn, is still your Intercontinental Champion.
Now, I get why they had Sami win, especially, and like, even last night, I was convinced that Brian was going to win, even though people were like, well, Brian's taking time off.
Maybe.
You know, he might be taking the 6 weeks off, and damn. That's fine and all. I'm glad with Sami maybe still having the belt, as long as when they're allowed to do it again, Sami fucking wrestles. And I don't see Sami Zayn, because I feel like when we saw Sami wrestle tonight, hey, great. Remember when Sami Zayn used to wrestle a lot?
Right.
And it was fun, and like people really liked him? I don't know, man. I thought it was fine. I wanted Wabbin.
Hold on. I need to share my screen really fast.
That's horrifying.
Wikipedia has been updated for Mr. AJ Styles, or should I say,
oh, is he dead?
Alan Jones.
Is he dead?
Hold on. I should save this, but I'm gonna do this anyways because I already laughed about it. Hold on.
Oh goodness, I'm gonna take a look at the chat while you get this up. I thought Daniel Bryan was winning for sure. Is this Forever Atheist? Yeah, I did too, man. I really had him. Daniel Bryan's gonna be on lockdown. Yep.
So it says right here, born Jacksonville, North Carolina, United States. Died April 4th, 2020. Cause of death, buried by The Undertaker in a Boneyard match.
That sucks, man. R.I. fucking P.
Spouse, Wendy oh, wait, never mind. I read that wrong. I thought it said the whole like done now, but never mind. I read that wrong. But anyways, yeah.
Gotcha.
Already cause of death. But he's not dead, as we're going to talk about later. The hand was sticking out.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Continue on here.
So, back. We got a ladder match for the tag team titles in a singles type match.
Again, stiff.
Yeah. So, what happened
fun.
here was it was supposed to be triple threat tag team match, but then The Miz was an idiot and started coughing and sneezing at the PC. Triple H got mad. Morrison got mad. The Usos got mad. Roman canceled the Mania. And then they said, Miz, get your ass out of here. And so now, even though the last shot of Miz we saw was him perfectly fine on top of a ladder on SmackDown, they said that he was hurt in that melee on SmackDown. So, then we go with Morrison on his own, defending against Kofi Kingston and Jimmy Uso. And these guys worked their asses off. Like, no pun intended. Like, they worked as hard as they could, probably harder than anybody.
Yeah, and given how this quote unquote tag team match ended up, they went with 3 of the most ideal guys for this
Well, I
match.
mean, either Uso would have worked.
Either Uso would have worked, but you couldn't have gone with Big E for this match.
No, you couldn't.
And I think even with a healthy Miz, if this was like, if they randomly decided this is just going to be the match, because I've seen this has been done in WCW before.
Right.
I think even if the Miz is healthy, you're still taking Morrison for that.
Right. And I mean, I did see some online say that this was probably better that it was only 3 guys instead of 6. I mean, maybe you can use that analogy, but there could have been some cooler spots with more guys, if you know what I mean. Even though there were some pretty damn cool spots in this match.
Some great spots. Let's talk about this match.
So the Usos hit a monkey flip on Kingston, but he landed on his feet. Kingston then gave Morrison a monkey flip of his own. Kingston gave him a monkey flip of his own and landed on his feet. All 3 then jumped out of the ring onto just a bunch of ladders. And my thought was, like I said the same thing in the Kevin Owens match. You really got to love what you do to put your body on the line like this with no crowd.
Facts.
Morrison's ladder at one point was shorter than the other 2. All 3 fought on top of their ladders. Morrison pushed Jimmy Uso that is, off of his ladder as he crashed down hard on the mat and started selling his knee. Jimmy then had Jimmy Uso sold the knee. Kingston then hit a crossbody off of his ladder onto Jimmy. Kingston and the Uso climbed up to the top. Kingston pushed him down, but Morrison cut him off. Morrison and Jimmy traded strikes in the middle of the ring. Kingston then springboarded through a ladder. This was I've never seen this before. He springboards, grabs the ladder, and swings himself through the rungs, like through the A-frame of the ladder, but gets caught by both Morrison and Jimmy. And so they just throw him out on the other side of the ring. Just dump him. I was like, ooh, that was a little bit of a bad landing there.
It was a tough spot, but I thought the visual of Kofi going through the ladder and then being thrown out, like he went through all that effort.
It was a little clunky because he didn't swing through it as smooth as I feel like he wanted to.
But it felt more natural, so it felt like, oh shit, what's going on?
Morrison then took down all of the ladders in the ring, and he wedged one into the corner. This is when my audio started going a little wonky.
Morrison, it was at the point where Morrison was standing on top of the metal on the turnbuckle, not the turnbuckle, but the thing just like an inch above it, that little metal post.
Yeah, the turnbuckle post?
Yeah, he was standing on that, and then everything cut out for me at that point.
Right.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, I just missed like 5 minutes.
So,
very upset.
Morrison sets this ladder up as a bridge in the corner. He wedges it there. He starts fighting with Jimmy. Morrison slowly climbed to the top, but Kingston caught him and hit with a springboard Hurricane Rana off the ladder. Kingston then hit a dive over the top to the floor. Jimmy ran along the top of the barricade, almost wiped out at one point. But Kofi tossed a ladder right at him. Like, Jimmy's running across the barricade. He looks away for half a second, and then all of a sudden his ass is down because Kofi just literally threw this ladder at him with no remorse.
No, none at all.
It's just like, take this shot. 1, 2, 3, down. Like, he just hucked that ladder at him. Jimmy didn't. I mean, Jimmy kind of took it more with like his shoulder because the way he was like trying to jump at the same moment, so it didn't hit him straight on. But going forward, where was I?
I don't know.
I just lost my spot in my note. Oh, here we go. Kingston threw the ladder at him, but then Morrison at one point climbed up to the top turnbuckle. Kingston cut him off and climbed to the opposite turnbuckle in a crazy spot. Morrison did a tightrope walk to Kingston's corner and then hit him with a Spanish fly, an unassisted tightrope walk. How many times do you think they had to film that over and over? How many takes did that take?
Morrison did it, right?
Yeah.
Probably took 1 take. Morrison can do that kind of shit with ease.
Yeah. Jimmy tried climbing up a ladder at one point, but Kingston climbed up the inside of the ladder and knocked him off. Kingston and Morrison fought on the top of the ladder, but Kingston knocked him off. Kingston hit a standing double foot stomp off the ladder onto Morrison. They then wedged a ladder in between the ladders and the ropes, making a little bridge. Morrison leaped off of the ladder, but Jimmy rocked him with a super kick. Jimmy then set up a second ladder and climbed to the top, but Morrison shoved him off of the ladders to the floor. Morrison climbed to the top and seemed to have the match won, but Kofi got up there and cut him off. Kingston and Morrison fought on the top before Jimmy Uso. I don't know how he recovered, because if you remember this fall he took, he was literally thrown off of a 20-foot ladder over the turnbuckle to the floor below. And
he died.
And there was a crash pad down there because they didn't show his fall, his landing. Anyways, he recovers somehow. I don't know how. JBL was mind blown. Like, JBL thought we were in an alternate universe that he was even able to get up.
JBL was like off the gas.
JBL was just like, how did he get back up? He was just like, anyway. So they're all three fighting at the top, and eventually they unhook the deal that's holding the belts. Both Jimmy and Kofi headbutt John Morrison. John Morrison's got a grasp on the title, so as Morrison falls from on top of the ladders, down crashing onto the ladder bridge, he also pulls the titles down with him.
So I have a question about that.
Well, let me just wrap this up and then we'll get to it. So Jimmy
you're good.
and Kofi look at each other. The referee on the outside kind of looks like, oh crap, well, who do I call it for? And then eventually he jumps up and they say, John Morrison is your winner.
So they called John Morrison the winner, I assume because he was the one that unhooked the titles.
No.
What do you mean no?
Fell with the belts.
Right. He was the one that didn't unhook.
Yeah.
He didn't unhook the metal frame. He took the titles off of the thing.
Yeah.
I thought the thing was whoever takes that metal hook off is, but like that's how you grab both of those.
They've done it so many different ways. You take the metal hook off, you pull the titles off.
Cena holding the Money in the Bank with the hook.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was weird. If they were gonna do this, I wish they would have had maybe Greg Hamilton or Michael Cole make it clear that to win this match, you must pull down the title belts.
Well, wait. I believe in a tag team title match, you have to pull both titles off. Usually that's what you see is both titles get pulled down and then the bell rings.
Okay, respect. That's fair. And again, like that, the ending was cool. That back bump, Jesus Christ.
Which back bump? When he took
off the ladder.
At the end of the bridge,
last one.
Oh yeah, he just splat. And he bounced up like 3 feet too.
It was hard.
So
cool match.
Oh, I loved this match. But you know what I loved even more?
What's that, man?
The next match. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins.
You know, I enjoyed it, but I also wish they maybe would have. This was already such kind of a blood feud that
it ain't over.
You could have just had this as a no DQ match and do the next one as like a last man standing match.
Well, I like Alexis Cavallos says the Velcro came in clutch.
Yeah, facts. Velcro.
If they were, what are they called? The snaps. It would not have come off that easily. Anyways, back to this match.
Yes.
That was it? That's all you had to say?
Justin Toner says KO and Seth kicked ass. This match did kick ass. We're going to get to next. And yeah, what I want to say is this was just such a blood feud already, is that they could have just made this the DQ match so it didn't have to end in the shitty DQ. Because does Kevin Owens have 2 WrestleMania wins in one night?
I mean, maybe, technically,
if
you want to think about it. So Owens and Rollins brawled around ringside to start this match off. Owens hit a hard clothesline and a senton. Owens followed this up with a second senton and an attempted cannonball, but Rollins rolled out of the ring. Owens threw Rollins into the barricade at ringside. Owens attempted a pile driver on the apron, but Rollins countered into a backdrop. Rollins then hit a Falcon Arrow on the apron. That was a hard shot right there.
Yes, that was stiff.
Ooh. He followed this up with 2 suicide dives. Rollins attempted a third, but Owens caught him with a right hand. Rollins then fought back and hit a sling blade. He went for the stomp, but Owens rolled him up. Rollins attempted a stomp again, but Owens hit a DDT. Owens then hit a super kick and followed it up with a cannonball in the corner. Owens hit a senton for a very close near fall. Rollins avoided a stunner and hit a kick to the head. Owens then bounced off the ropes and rocked Rollins with a clothesline. Owens attempted a superplex, but Rollins poked him in the eye.
Ow.
Rollins then hit a buckle bomb and followed this up with 2 super kicks. Rollins attempted a stomp, but Owens countered into a pop-up powerbomb for a close near fall. Rollins ran outside to get away from Owens. Rollins then grabbed the ring bell, smacked Owens just hard across the head with it, causing
I love the sound
disqualification.
it made.
Yeah.
Ding.
So Owens wins technically by DQ. Seth goes to leave, and Owens grabs the mic and says, "Hey, this isn't over. You say that you're a god at WrestleMania, but right here, you're just nothing more than a little bitch."
Lots of cuss words tonight.
Yeah, especially
Lots
in
of
that Boneyard match.
Yeah, that Boneyard match was full of boy and son of a bitch.
I was waiting for an F-bomb in that
Pretty sure
Boneyard
Undertaker
match.
said "fuck you, losers" at one point.
I thought so too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he said "fuck you" too.
I heard "fuck you, losers."
Yeah. So Owens then says, "This isn't over," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we know it's not over. It's gonna happen again on Raw or something." And he goes, "How about right here, right now? We restart this. No disqualification, no rules." And Rollins goes, "No rules? I can do anything I want?" And the referee goes, "Sure." And then Rollins goes, "Okay," and they restart the match. So I saw a lot of people online making fun of this, going, "Oh, so the wrestlers can just make matches now because they're at the PC." Which, it's whatever. I wasn't too.
Yeah, I thought it was done fine. Where
Yeah.
where Seth was the whole like, no, I'm not going to do this.
Because
And then-
like it wasn't Seth going, "No, I don't want to," and then Rollins or Owens going, "No, but you have to." Like, why would he have to? But Rollins agreed to it, so quick, smooth transition right back into the match.
Yeah, and I feel like they did it in a way where as soon as I got into it, it made sense on how everything else played out at the end.
So Owens grabbed the mic. Oh no, I already read that paragraph.
You did.
The match restarted, and Rollins caught Owens with a knee early. He threw Owens into the barricade and pointed out that, "Well, you said it, Kev. I can do whatever I want, so I'm going to do whatever I want." He picked up the steps and nailed Owens in the head. Rollins then grabbed a chair and hit Kevin Owens probably harder than he's ever hit anybody across the back with a chair before, twice.
Mm-hmm.
One shot, and that chair was like this, bent.
Scary shit.
Rollins then cleared the announce table, but Owens rocked him with the ring bell. Owens then left the ringside area. He then walks around the huge-ass Mania sign that was behind commentary and climbs to the top of it.
This was cool.
And he basically says, "Yeah, we can do anything we want," and he leaps off, just flies. He comes down just like super quick onto Seth Rollins. They crash through the table. Rollins looks completely knocked out. And this is like, holy crap.
Crazy spot. And I'm glad
it
that they
was.
were able to get someone jumping off of the sign, because I feel like we were hopefully going to get someone jumping off the boat.
The Boneyard match would have been up there by the boat.
Oh my God, it would have been.
Anyways, they probably wouldn't have even had a Boneyard match.
I was going to say it's probably just going to be Dead Man Taker.
Anyways, so Owens throws Seth into the ring. He then begs that Seth stops, that this is enough. I apologize. I'm sorry for everything. And Owens says, "Oh, yeah? Really?" And he hits him with the stunner and pins him.
I thought it was great. I think Owens kind of got his revenge on Seth. I don't think this is over.
No.
I think they still got a little bit more to go. I really liked when Owens was down and he looked at Seth and he was like, "You'll always be a little bitch, Seth.
Oh, yeah.
You're always going to be a little bitch." He's like a little brother. Like when the older brother knocks him down. Yeah, no, it's like the little brother when you knock him down. You're still a little bitch. It's really, really funny. Vegeta Lover says the Shane O'Mac spot. Yeah, it was the Shane O'Mac spot. Those are really fun though, so it's all right. Oh, Angel Gonzalez wanted to say Owens said little bitch, but YouTube of course says no.
I thought someone knocked on my door.
Nah, it's good, man. It was
Anyways.
Beats, man.
So we then see Gronk and Mojo for the third and final time. This was the final time, yeah?
I hope so.
Well, I mean,
so.
You aren't going to see them together again tonight, and there's probably going to be a little tension between the two tomorrow. Anyways.
Oh my God.
Gronk and Mojo were up there talking about what WrestleMania has been so far before Truth interrupts. And he's like, "Hi, Mr. Gronk. I'm R-Truth. I'm the 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven, I-95 South, North European television champion."
Wow, you have all of that down.
Almost. I don't think I did it all in order, but anyways. Trust me, I've done that
funny.
plenty of times, especially when they were going hard on Truth as 24/7 champ.
Oh, yeah.
So Truth is sitting there, and he's like, "I love being the champ, but this is a tough burden. I can't go to picnics. I can't go." He says a bunch of other things he can't go to. "I can't go to church. because I got to keep my head on a swivel. I can get my title taken at any time. And he says, well, Mr. Gronk, don't get crunk. And all of a sudden, Gronk tries to pin him. 1, 2. All of a sudden, Mojo pulls Gronk off of Truth, jumps on Truth. 1, 2, 3. Mojo,
So
once again, 24/7 champion.
Oh,
He then stands up with the belt. Gronk looks at him like, fuck, bro. And then it cuts to the back. So we see, I have it written here as Caleb Braxton, but it was Charlie Caruso. Charlie Caruso in the back, and all of a sudden Paul Heyman just comes up and she gets scared shitless.
Yeah,
He's like, my name. And she's like, whoa. He's like, what? She's like, scared the hell? And like she literally said, you scared the hell out of me. So he said the only person that should be scared is Drew McIntyre. He promised that tomorrow night Brock Lesnar would defeat McIntyre and retain the title. They then told us everything that is going to happen tomorrow night at WrestleMania on night 2. And then we move in to the Universal Championship match. I don't have a time for this, but I feel like it was less than 4 minutes.
Oh, I know exactly how long it is because a lovely gentleman on Twitter, because I tweeted that this match was going to go 1 minute 30 seconds. It didn't, and this guy told me exactly how long it was. 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
2-7?
Yeah, 2-7.
Yeah.
Also, I love that when this started, this match started, and you messaged me. You said Boneyard main event?
Boneyard main event.
Question mark. And I said, hope so. Daddy goes on last.
Wait, but you didn't clarify who's daddy.
Both of them. It's AJ and Jeans.
I was about to say the same thing. So they do the special NXT kind of intros. They dim the lights, make this a special attraction kind of deal. Goldberg's holding up the belt. Braun's just standing there like, I'm ready to go. And so Goldberg and Strowman stare down for a second as the match starts. Strowman then attempted a power slam, but Goldberg hit him with a spear. He followed this up with 2 more spears, but only got a near fall off of it. Goldberg then hit him with a 4th and attempted a jackhammer, but Strowman countered it into a power slam. He followed this up with 2 more power slams, then a running power slam, and pinned him. Pinned Goldberg to become the new Universal Champion.
Look.
I'm looking.
Good thing that it's over. I don't want Goldberg anymore. Can't wait for Roman, all of this to be over, for Roman to come back. And because not in a million years does Braun Strowman, A, main event of Mania, B, is a world champion. There's no way this should ever be happening. I don't think Braun's that good.
So then we go in to the main event. But before we do, I tell you that this podcast here is sponsored by none other than Manscaped.
Listen to the ad read. I'm going to go take a tactical pee-pee break.
Support for PWU Unlimited is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers decision engineering tools for your family jewels. Trust me, I've got a Manscaped, and it's great. It trims you up nice and smooth, and also not just can you get the trimmer, but you can also get a lot of other things. They've got nice boxers that feel really, really great. I'm wearing them right now. They've got ball deodorant you never knew you needed, but you need, and so much more. But the quintessential is that Lawnmower 3.0, and that's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created, and They've just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. Their 3rd-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents. Millions of balls are now about to be nick-free thanks to Manscaped advanced skin-safe technology. Manscaping accidents are finally a thing of the past. When I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes, so you can take a longer shave. One of the coolest features is the LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for a closer and more precise trimming. They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology. And let's not forget about that charging stand. So show your mower off loud and proud, because this intelligently designed stand is a rapid charging dock powered by USB. If you are listening to me speak right now, I want you to experience firsthand for yourself. Trim your junk, people. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use code PWUNLIMITED at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. Again, get 20% off and free shipping when you use code PWUnlimited at manscaped.com.
God, that's just the worst ad copy. I love it so much.
Then
Uh,
we move in to something that probably cannot be beat for match of the weekend. Or can you call
unless
it
the
a match?
Yeah, this was a match. This was a wrestling match.
You
I
say?
think this is a wrestling match just as much as Gulak and Cesaro was a wrestling match.
So this starts out, and you hear the Undertaker's music, and it was a hearse, right, that pulled up?
Yeah, it was a hearse.
There was a hearse that pulls up. You got the smoke and the fog and everything. And these two druids get out. They walk around to the back, open it up, and you think Undertaker's going to come out. But no, it was AJ. And AJ's music then hits. There were shots of various tombstones. Then we see AJ get up and start walking around before we hear Metallica play. And the
So
Undertaker,
fucking cool.
This was sick. The drone shots they had of Undertaker coming in on his motorcycle and whatnot. And as Metallica was playing, Styles tried to hit Undertaker early with a rock, and Undertaker cut him off. Styles tried to get away as Undertaker called him Alan. He said, "Where you going, Alan? Where you going, Alan?
Where you going, boy?"
Taker then smashed Styles into the casket repeatedly. Undertaker missed Styles at one point, and his hand went through the window of the hearse.
Yeah, it did.
Styles fought back, and Taker recovered and dropped him on the windshield of the hearse. Styles climbed to the top of the hearse, but Undertaker continued to beat him down. And I have to say, how good did Undertaker look here?
Great.
He did not look like the old man that fought Goldberg in Saudi Arabia.
Nah, man. Well, it's not because he's wearing those stupid, like, titty-high leather pants and, like, tucked-in black wife beater. He's just wearing, like, biker outfit. He's dressing like a normal person would.
So the two are fighting on top of the hearse. He then warned AJ, never mention my wife's name again. Styles then threw dirt in his eyes at one point to get some control here. He followed this up with a low blow. They traded hard shots and Taker, but with Taker getting the best of Styles. He dropped Styles into the grave with Carl Anderson and Gallows as they showed up. Taker walked towards Gallows and Anderson with a bunch of druids appearing out of this barn that was illuminated.
Yeah,
really cool shot.
That was neat.
The druids surrounded Undertaker, and he quickly fought them all off. Remember, Undertaker all by himself. Anderson and Gallows jumped Taker and beat him down. Undertaker fought back and beat them down with a shovel. Styles then recovered and broke a headstone over Taker's back. Styles mounted Undertaker and rocked him with punches over and over. Styles then punched him so hard that he claimed that he broke his finger. Styles then charged at Taker, and they crashed through a wall. Styles then taunted Taker, so he flipped off Styles. Undertaker's like down, almost wheezing at this point. Styles then rocked him with another right hand. Undertaker gets to his feet, and Undertaker breaks a shovel over his back.
Yeah, he does.
And he falls into the grave. You think, okay, this is it. Undertaker just lost. AJ goes to get on the forklift and bury the Undertaker, but then all of a sudden, who appears behind AJ out of nowhere? The Undertaker. He beats him down. Styles then ran off, and he climbs up a ladder to get on top of the barn.
This was also really fight when they're all fighting up on the barn.
Yeah, I like this.
This is a really cool like little shot.
Taker raised his arm, and flames appeared. Taker beat down all three men of the OC. He threw Gallows off of a building and gave Anderson a tombstone on top. Styles then tried fighting back, but Taker chokeslammed him off of the building. Menacing music would then start to play as Taker approached a fallen AJ Styles, who looked like he fell, like cracked through some wood or whatever.
Yeah, when he chokeslammed him off the roof, he fell through,
right,
like just a piece of plywood on the
wood
ground
planks.
or something.
It was like wood planks or whatever.
Yeah.
He then asked Styles, "You remember my wife's name now?" Or, "Am I too old now?" He told Styles,
cool.
"Hold on, because we're just getting started." Undertaker then picked him up and carried him to the grave. You know that Styles is a lot tougher than he expected. Styles tried apologizing and begged Taker not to bury him. He said, "Please don't bury me." And Undertaker said, "You know what? I don't think I am. You gave me a fight here that most people wouldn't have. You brought the fight to me. So maybe I'll let you go, boy." but he didn't. Instead, he goes to walk away, turns around and boosts AJ so hard that he falls into this 6-foot grave. Taker then gets on the forklift and buries AJ Styles. Undertaker walked past a grave that revealed Styles' headstone. Styles' hand, though, was sticking out of the grave. So AJ, not dead. Taker then put his bandana back on, sat on his motorcycle, raised his hand up in victory, and the flames appeared on top of the barn with the Undertaker emblem as he drove off, and WrestleMania faded to black.
Fun fact.
What?
The Boneyard match has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
It's on Rotten Tomatoes? What?
I reckon so.
Hold on.
Go see if that's actually true. I just saw it on Twitter. I couldn't tell if this is a meme or not.
It's
But
probably a joke.
this match, absolutely off the walls, bonker, fucking weird, funny, and it's just something that I was really hoping that we were going to see from the WWE, which was them having fun with WrestleMania and realizing we don't have a crowd. What else can we do? And coming up with something that feels like something that the fans would actually be invested in.
Yeah, no, it's not on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which interests me.
Which gives me hope for the Funhouse match tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for tomorrow for the Funhouse match. I'm very excited to see, hey, it looks like fans kind of took to this in a pretty okay manner. So maybe this won't be in every pay-per-view type of thing, but if they do something like this maybe at some big shows or maybe for like a big SmackDown, if they did something creative and different like this to continue the fan engagement. I saw more people talking about wrestling this over.
Oh, it was the number one trend on Google. WrestleMania.
Yeah, this is the most talked about thing, and I think they did a great job.
Here, because I know. Not to cut you off, but I was say during the show, right before the Boneyard match started, I checked the Google Trends. It was number one, and it said 500,000 plus. But let me look at it now.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look at that. And I think with this being the main event of the night, and with it ending the way it did, with it being the kind of cinematic and the more cinematic style match that it was, I think that was the great way for you to end it. And I think tomorrow is going to be great too. I'm very excited for that Firefly Funhouse match. And I think WrestleMania, both nights this year, are going to be very good, exciting nights.
So as of right now, there's an HBO documentary about the Atlanta murders that is number one.
Mm-hmm.
But WrestleMania, WWE has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 10 trends on Google right now.
Good shit.
They've got WrestleMania, Bill Goldberg, Becky Lynch, Daniel Bryan, and then WrestleMania and SmackDown are also trending on Google.
Good shit.
So,
Tim,
Nick,
what are you rating Mania this year? Night one,
it's tough because I really enjoyed this show, to be completely honest, like more than I expected I would.
I give it,
and so I can confidently say this is an 8 out of 10, if not 9. I could say 8 for sure. I'll just go 8.5. How about that?
I'm gonna go 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
I think this delivered on such a way that no one was really expecting it to deliver. I think it was not only a really great sight for people that are fans of the WWE and fans of wrestling, but also people that have nothing better to fucking do during quarantine and want something entertaining to watch. This had that. It kind of had a little bit of everything in every match to be an enjoyable show. I thought it was great. I really want to know what the chat thinks. I'm seeing a lot of 7 out of 10s. Forever Atheist gives it a 5. I'd like to know why. Oh, now he changed it to a 7 out of 10. So, Vegeta also sees it as a 9 out of 10. Wakanda Forever says a 9.5 out of 10.
Mick Foley wants a Boneyard match next year at WrestleMania.
I want to him himself, please.
He said an urgent appeal to Vince McMahon. # WrestleMania. Hold on.
May I please be in next year's Boneyard match at WrestleMania?
He's posted a video and said, "May I please be in next year's Boneyard match at WrestleMania?"
That's really cool.
Also, we do have a couple text messages here. I'd like this person's text from 214. It says, "Do you think they should re-air the Boneyard match on Monday Night Raw for fans who weren't able to watch WrestleMania tonight?" I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
Yes.
This Boneyard match went, 25, 26 minutes or so?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It was between 25, 30 minutes when it finally started.
You could really keep that middle or third hour of Raw invested.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got 3 hours of Raw you got to fill. I don't know exactly how much they actually filmed for the Raw after WrestleMania, but this could be something to fill like a quarter of that show or whatever you want to call it.
I'm still seeing a lot of 8s. I see a 6. I see a 9 out of 10. So I'm seeing overall above 5, which is good. I'm seeing some pretty positive ratings for night 1. I'm hoping that the trend stays positive on night 2.
And we don't know. We know the matches now they're taking place tomorrow. We still don't know the order, so we don't know if Brock and Drew are going to main event or if they do the same thing they did tonight and main event it with the Firefly Funhouse match. That's the one thing we don't know yet for tomorrow. So we'll see how it all goes.
I'm excited to see how it goes tomorrow. You guys can join us back here tomorrow, probably around the same time.
Yeah, it should end around the same time.
For our WrestleMania Night 2 review. In the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at ArmWeek21. I was live tweeting like 99% of the show today. I'm going to be live tweeting 100% of the show tomorrow. And you should follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited to know things like when we go live, when we have new uploads, or when we're just doing, or we just want to talk to you guys and you guys can interact with us, send us some tweets and good stuff like that. Tim, where can they find you?
You can find me basically everywhere at TimmyBuddy. You can find me on Twitter at TimmyBuddy or twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. But there's one last thing I need to show everybody.
I'm really excited.
We get going.
As a lot of you know who are regulars of the show, I like to end every podcast with, hey, call your mom. She probably misses you. Because call your mom. She probably misses you. And we have this very lovely thing that I've been wanting to make. And now it's here, baby. And you guys can get it. And I don't know when it's going to pop up on screen because I'm not in sync with Tim. It's on screen now. And so you can pick up the Call Your Mom. She probably misses you shirt today.
For only $15.99 plus shipping.
$15.99. Now that's such a good deal.
You can get it as a hoodie. You can get it as a sweater. You can get it as a tank top. And it's available in multiple colors. Look at that lime green. Look at that pink.
Go pick up that pastel pink, baby.
Orange.
Definitely go pick one up.
Red that matches this year's Mania logo.
Gas. Go pick one up. That would be very lovely.
Thank you guys very much. A link in the community tab and on our Twitter. Plus, it will be in the description of this video.
Yep. Thank you guys very much for joining us for the review of WrestleMania Night 1. It was a weird night, but it was exciting nonetheless and a lot of fun, and I'm excited for Night 2. Thank you guys very much, and we will see you tomorrow night. Call your mom. She probably misses you.
Good night, guys.
Bye, folks.